So I've had the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card since it was first released in the spring of 2022 and was used as my primary catch-all credit card. But with the release of the US Bank Smartly card in late 2024, that card became my new catch-all credit card with its amazing value proposition of unlimited 4% cashback for no annual fee. Sadly, as we all know, the Smartly card will be undergoing a refresh with possible new restrictions and limitations. With that in mind, this brings me to whether I think it'd be worth it to keep or cancel the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card, as my annual fee of $550 has just posted. So in this video, I'm going to go over what I think about this card as someone who has used it fairly regularly over the past 3 years, if I think the card is worth it compared to similar cards on the market, and ultimately if I'm going to keep or cancel this card. Okay, so before we get into the good stuff, I just want to quickly mention the basics on this card so that we're all on the same page. As this is a Bank of America card, you really should only consider it if you're at the Platinum or Platinum Honors level with their preferred rewards program. This is because at those tier levels, you get a 50 to 75% credit card multiplier boost, which then makes this card more competitive with similar cards on the market. I will say that in 2025, there is one exception to this rule, and that is if you're a frequent traveler and happen to travel through airports with priority pass restaurants. At the time of the recording of this video, this is the only card left on the market that you can apply for that also gives you a priority pass membership with unlimited priority pass restaurant access. This used to be a benefit on priority pass memberships on cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve and Chase Ritz-Carlton cards, but this benefit was removed back in June of 2024. But if you're not this type of traveler, I wouldn't consider this card as a viable option because the multiplier earnings and other benefits are just not worth it for a $550 annual fee. Having said all this, let's get into the specifics on this card. This card currently offers a welcome offer to earn 75,000 bonus points after spending $5,000 in purchases in the first 90 days of account opening, as well as an annual fee of $550. It has a very simple earning structure of unlimited 2 points per dollar spent on travel and dining purchases and 1.5 points per dollar on everything else. Now with Platinum Honors and that 75% multiplier boost, these multipliers increase to 3.5 points per dollar spent on travel and dining and 2.625 points back per dollar spent on everything else. I also want to mention that Bank of America has very broad definitions of dining, with the dining category covering bars and nightclubs, and the travel category is also very broad, covering the transit category, including parking, subways, and tolls, as well as entertainment categories like tourist attractions, amusement parks, and aquariums. I'll put a list on the screen here of the specific MCC codes so you can see exactly the types of charges that the dining and travel category covers, and it's nice that Bank of America is very transparent with this. So you can see how important it is to have Platinum Honors, since these elevated multipliers are pretty competitive, especially with that catch-all category. Now to be Platinum Honors, you do need to put $100,000 into a deposit account with Bank of America or into a qualified investment account with Merrill Lynch. Fortunately, if you have the funds, this really isn't too difficult. While I'd very rarely recommend keeping $100K in a Bank of America checking or savings account, the investment route is much more reasonable, and the two options that are the best, in my opinion, is through an IRA or through a self-directed brokerage. So if you have those extra funds for retirement planning or passive investing, these two options are very easy and reasonable ways to both save for the future and get you a nice boost on those multipliers on those Bank of America credit cards. You can even take this one step further, since this card in particular offers a 20% redemption boost on domestic or international airfare when booking through the Bank of America travel portal. Now for full transparency, there have been situations where I've looked at a flight on the portal and the price in the portal is actually slightly higher than what's advertised on the airline's website directly, so take that for what that's worth. But that's not always the case, so if you do end up booking airfare using points earned on the Premium Rewards Elite card, this ends up being a 1.25 cent per point redemption rate, which can boost your multipliers to 4.375 points per dollar spent on travel and dining and 3.28 points per dollar spent on all purchases if you redeem your points in this specific way. Now, like I mentioned before, this card has a fairly hefty annual fee of $550, but it does come with some statement credits and benefits that can clearly help to offset that cost. First and foremost, this card has no foreign transaction fees, so it's a great option to use as a catch-all card while traveling internationally, as it's also a Visa Infinite card. But we also should mention the statement credits, since they really do help lower the annual fee on the card, whether you're a frequent traveler or not. There are 3 statement credits on the Premium Rewards Elite card: the $300 Alien Incidental Credit, the $150 lifestyle credit, and the $120 TSA PreCheck or Global Entry credit. Starting with the $300 airline incidental credit, this is an annual credit per calendar year that reimburses you for airline incidentals. For example, airline lounge fees, seat upgrades, and baggage fees. Now in practice, I want to mention two things. The first is that even though this is an annual credit, the annual credit counter that you have on your account to track these credits doesn't reset until about mid-February, so I typically wait until then to start using those credits. And the second thing I wanted to mention is that even though it's an airline incidental credit, there are other ways to use this credit similar to how you would do so with the credit on the Amex Platinum card or Chase Ritz-Carlton cards, so just keep that in mind. Then there's the $150 lifestyle credit, which also is an annual credit that resets every calendar year that covers food delivery, your favorite video streaming service, fitness subscriptions, or rideshare services. Again, it's very easy to use this credit, and I typically just use Uber or Uber Eats over the course of the year to get this one taken care of. The credit counter for this one also resets around mid-February, so that's also around the time that I start using this credit as well. And finally, we have the $120 TSA PreCheck and Global Entry credit, where you get this application fee credit back to you once every 4 years. So those are the statement credits, but there are also some pretty nice travel benefits that are worth mentioning as well. We already mentioned the Priority Pass membership that also grants unlimited access to Priority Pass restaurants, but there's another great feature that needs to be explained. It's super simple to get up to 4 complimentary individual memberships with this card, and this isn't tied to authorized users. All you need to do is log on to the Visa Infinite portal through your Premium Rewards Elite card, and then click Register Now to add your own as well as your 3 additional Priority Pass memberships. So while you can also have free authorized users on your card, this isn't really relevant for the purposes of getting Priority Pass for those individuals. One other question that commonly comes up is how many guests come with this Priority Pass, and to be quite honest, I don't have a concrete answer for that. My best educated guess is that you get 2 free guests like the other Priority Pass given from other Visa Infinite cards, but the ultimate number is going to be decided by the individual lounge that you're visiting at the time. So this Priority Pass clearly is an extremely valuable benefit. But there's also some other great travel benefits on this card as well. As a Visa Infinite card, you get access to the Luxury Hotel Collection, a concierge service, as well as elevated rental car statuses. Specifically, you get Avis President's Club membership, National Emerald Club executive status, and primary auto rental collision damage waiver. I also wanted to briefly touch on travel insurances for the Premium Elite card as well, which include trip cancellation interruption insurance, trip delay reimbursement, lost luggage reimbursement, and baggage delay insurance. For the most part, these are similar to what you'd expect from other Visa Infinite cards, but specifically, trip cancellation and interruption insurance on this card is for only $2,500 maximum per trip, which is much less than the $20,000 maximum offered on cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve. There are other benefits on the card as well, but the ones I've mentioned so far are the ones to definitely keep in mind when factoring in your decision on whether this card is right for you. Okay, so that's the general overview of the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card. But now, let's get into some actionable tips from my own personal experience from using this card over the last 3 years. First and foremost, this card for me has primarily been a catch-all credit card, at least before the US Bank Smartly card came into the picture. And not only was it my catch-all credit card domestically, but I also use this card internationally as well, since it also has no foreign transaction fees. And as a Visa card, I know it'll basically be accepted anywhere where you can use a credit card. Getting a flat 2.625x points back is a nice catch-all multiplier, and since it also has an elevated 3.5x dining multiplier as well, this is super helpful as dining is one of my primary expenses abroad, making this a great one-card setup when traveling. Of course, I've used the statement credits on the card to knock down that annual fee from $550 to $100 by completely using both the airline incidental credit and the lifestyle credit. For the airline incidental credit, I usually liquidate the full amount using standard techniques, and like I mentioned before, I use Uber and Uber Eats over the course of the year for that lifestyle credit. Now when it comes to the Priority Pass, while this is an incredibly powerful version and just a great deal if you have 3 other friends to give this to for free, I actually don't use it. When I look back at my regular travels and the airports I typically go to, I've never had the opportunity to go to a Priority Pass restaurant. For me, I use the Priority Pass on my Chase Ritz-Carlton card because it's actually much more common for me to go to an airport with a Chase Sapphire Lounge. Now, to be fair, I also haven't yet been to a Chase Sapphire Lounge either, but when I look at the places where these lounges are opening or have planned openings, there's a much higher likelihood of me going to those airports as compared to ones with Priority Pass restaurants. So for me, the Priority Pass on the Premium Rewards Elite card, while very good, is not something that I'm using, and so that factors into the decision of whether I'd like to keep or cancel this card. And when it comes to redeeming points for that elevated 1.25 cent per point redemption through the Bank of America travel portal, I generally don't like using travel portals and prefer to book my airfare directly, so this is also an unused benefit for me. And so since this card, as a catch-all card, has been replaced by the US Bank Smartly card, at least for now, I don't really have much use for it, both on the benefits side or on the multiplier side. So with that all being said, what if the US Bank Smartly card gets nerfed hard? Should I go back to using this card, or is there a better alternative? Well, let's first explore some catch-all card options that may be a better fit, and there are a few cards both outside of Bank of America as well as inside of Bank of America that I want to consider. One of the most popular catch-all credit card options is the Capital One Venture X. With a $395 annual fee, it earns 2x miles back on all other purchases not covered by the Capital One travel multipliers on the card, and also it has no foreign transaction fees. Now, what's nice about this card as well is that it also has access to Capital One's transfer partners, so it also makes those miles much more valuable than just cash back as you would find on the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card. Of course, it also has some pretty nice benefits, including Priority Pass memberships for you as well as your authorized users, which you can add for free, as well as multiple credits that help offset that annual fee. So this could be a good option as a straightforward catch-all credit card with access to transfer partners. I also want to mention that at the time of the recording of this video, the Venture card also has an elevated welcome offer of earning 75,000 bonus miles after spending $4,000 in 3 months, plus a $250 credit for Capital One travel in the first year, making this card a pretty attractive option at the $95 annual fee price point. As this card also earns unlimited 2x miles per dollar with no foreign transaction fees, this could be a fantastic replacement as a catch-all credit card. There's other no annual fee and no foreign transaction fee cards to consider as well. The Robinhood Gold card is a great no annual fee option that earns 3% cash back on all purchases, provided that you're a Robinhood Gold member, which costs $50 per year as an annual subscription. But as I don't invest with Robinhood or use any of their products, I'm unlikely to get off the waitlist for this card, so this option is pretty much out. I also want to mention a favorite catch-all credit union option, which is the Alliant Credit Union Visa card. This card earns 2.5% cash back on all purchases on up to $10,000 per billing cycle, provided that you have Tier 1 rewards. This involves having an Alliant high-rate checking account and opting in to receive e-statements, making an electronic deposit each calendar month, and maintaining an average daily balance of $1,000 or more. It should be noted that new cardholders will automatically earn Tier 1 rewards for the first 100 days after card approval, so you have some time to get all those features set up. I think this is probably the card I'd go for if I didn't have access to the Bank of America Preferred Rewards system. I also want to mention the Fidelity Rewards Visa card is a strong option with 2% cash back on all purchases, with no annual fee, no foreign transaction fees, and a $100 TSA Global Entry credit. But fortunately, there are other options within Bank of America to consider as well when it comes to catch-all credit cards. And those options are the Bank of America Unlimited Cash Rewards card, Travel Rewards card, and the Premium Rewards card. So with Platinum Honors, all three of these cards earn 2.625% cashback or point equivalents, although the redemption flexibility and availability of foreign transaction fees changes depending on the card. For the Unlimited Cash card, this card earns unlimited 2.625% cashback, which can be redeemed pretty easily into a Bank of America deposit account, but does have foreign transaction fees. For the Travel Rewards card, this card also earns unlimited 2.625x points back with no foreign transaction fees, but to redeem these points at a 1 cent per point redemption rate, these points have to be redeemed against an existing travel or dining purchase. Directly redeeming points from the Travel Rewards card into a bank account will result in a non-optimal redemption, so it's a little bit harder to redeem points on this card compared to the other ones. And while both the Unlimited Cash and Travel Rewards cards have no annual fee, the Premium Rewards card has a $95 annual fee. Still, it has the exact same multipliers as the Premium Rewards Elite card with 3.5x points back on travel and dining and 2.625x points back cashback on everything else at the Platinum Honors level. It should also be noted that this card comes with an annual $100 Alien Incidental Statement credit, as well as a $100 TSA PreCheck and Global Entry credit every 4 years. So there are certainly a lot of catch-all options to consider, but when it comes to my situation, am I going to keep or cancel the Premium Rewards Elite credit card? Well, I've had this card for about 3 years now, and while that's not a long time, it'd be nice to keep this account open to help with that average age of accounts on my credit score. This card also has a credit limit of $40,000, so having this card around will also help with my overall utilization. So for those reasons alone, I don't think canceling the card would be the right move, but I also don't think that I need to keep the card either, because $550 is a big annual fee, and I don't really use the benefits as I mentioned before. I'm waiting to see what US Bank is going to do with the Smartly card, of course, but whatever US Bank ends up doing, I don't think that's going to change the outcome of this decision. As I mentioned before, there are so many options to choose from for a catch-all credit card, and with all the options listed, I plan to product change this card to an unlimited cash rewards card. There have been many data points online that state that it's possible to product change either a Premium Rewards card or a Premium Rewards Elite credit card to an unlimited cash or customized cash rewards card. And when you do those specific conversions, the no foreign transaction fee benefits stay on the card too. So I'm really hoping for an unlimited cash rewards card with that benefit so I can use this card abroad as well. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on what ends up happening with the product change and if this little trick still works in 2025. Either way, I'll still be able to keep my current account open while at the same time have a powerful catch-all credit card and drop my total annual fees by $550, which is a huge win. Okay, so that's my plan for my Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card. It's been a good run, but it's time to say goodbye to that card and move on to other things. And I've been making a lot of changes to my credit card setup recently, shifting a lot of my annual fee cards to a no annual fee cashback setup. And to see what's in my wallet for the second quarter of 2025, check out this video next.